Welcome to another episode of No Ordinary Woman, where we recognise and celebrate women of all ages and all stages. I'm Fiona Briffa, and today joining me is Emma Lovell of Lovely Communications. Hi, Emma.
Hello, Fiona.
How
Lovely
you
to be
going?
here. I'm very well. I'm lovely.
Very well and lovely. I love that that's your brand. Now, I just want to give the viewers a quick rundown. Emma is a professional personal brander. So she works with people nailing down their identity and their brand. And Emma has recently had a baby. So she's going to be talking to us today about how do you transition from professional amazing woman into amazing mother and professional woman. And Finn is now 5 months old, right?
He is, yes.
So just share with us a little bit about maybe some of your some of the things that you were concerned or worried about going from being this professional, amazing brand lady, marketing, to stopping it all and having a baby.
Yeah, well, like everyone, 2020 was a bit unexpected, and sort of the plan was we got married in February 2020. We eloped to Mexico, which was amazing. Then we were going to come back, have a party around the middle of the year with all our family and friends, then go on a massive honeymoon through Europe, and then come back and consider starting a family. So it was sort of on the cards, but 2020 changed everything, and so we went, well, we're not traveling, may as well have a baby, or
May as well.
let's see what happens. And we're very successful, I'm very good at goal setting, so set a goal, achieved.
I reckon.
Yes, but it doesn't always work like that. I totally acknowledge that, but it did for us. And then it's funny when you want something, we talked about it, we desire it, and then when the moment I found out I was pregnant, I was just so upset, just so scared, so worried, just very, very realistic about the life change that was coming at me. And I think that's such a, you can have a mixture of feelings and emotions all at once. Of course, we were, and I didn't even like saying that, like happy. I definitely couldn't say excited. 9 months is a long time, or 7 months of the time that you actually know. It's a long time, and for good reason. They have you be pregnant for 9, or biology has you be pregnant for 9 months, so you do prepare. But I had a baby already. I had a business. I'd had my business for 12 years. I'm very passionate about my business. I love what I do. And that felt like it was all just going to go away. It just felt like I was going to lose everything.
So those were the worries that you were having when you found out you're pregnant, and you got that goal, because it's like, let's have a baby. Oh, crap. Now what? So what were some of the things specifically that were concerning you about that? Obviously, you said, my business, am I going to lose that? What else was going on?
Oh, look, I felt sick, so I just but which is a really frustrating thing about when you're pregnant, is that whenever you say that you're not, I hand on heart, I said I didn't enjoy it at the time. The fact is, I hated it. I felt like I was losing myself. I felt like I was being taken over. I felt like I would no longer be seen as Emma the woman. I'd be seen as a mum. And I just, I remember calling a friend crying and just being like, I don't want to be just going on mum blogs all the time, and I don't want to just be shopping for baby stuff all the time, and I don't want that just to be the only thing I ever talk about. And although I had some amazing, wonderful examples of women who've had hugely successful careers, I kept looking to the woman that we know, Emma Isaacs, who's been our business chicks. That's how we met. Obviously
just popping out 5 babies and smashing it left, right, and center.
So it's like I could see that it was possible, but I was just consumed by the fear, and I just thought people are you just become this vessel. The carrier of the child, and you're meant to just surrender, and also meant to think that it's beautiful and wonderful and a joy and a blessing and all these sorts of things. And it's like, but growing a human is really hard work. And I did feel sick, and I just thought, I don't even know how I'm going to function for 7 months. And then I just could see, it was like, well, how am I going to work? I'm not going to be able to work. How am I going to be able to pick up again if this is how I feel now? How am I going to, I have a child that I have to care for? I was very realistic about the process of growing a child and the process of raising a child. Like I wasn't, it was not, I have wonderful friends and some lovely family members around me who have not sugarcoated it. So very frank and realistic, which is good, because some people it's like having a baby.
Oh, it's just
like,
wonderful.
you're raising a human being. Like, that's huge.
And it is wonderful, but it's also really hard. We were just saying before, weren't we? Like it's both the most rewarding and amazing experience of your life, but it's also the hardest experience of your life. And it's like a contradiction in terms. It can have you on an emotional roller coaster. So all of these things going through your head, and I know that identity, obviously that's something that you work in your business. I'm also the same sort, but at that stage when I had kids, I didn't kind of have a hyper awareness of identity back then. It wasn't until after I lost my identity as a mum and like all these other roles that I had that I became aware. But so you were pre-aware of identity. Do you think that's played some sort of part in the sort of tug of war of old Emma versus new mum Emma?
Yeah, and that's what the whole like your new identity, and that's the way they talk about it. Like to me, the way that's language, and I'm a real words person. Like I love words. I write. It's so language and the way things are worded is really important to me. And so saying that your new identity to me means that the old identity or the person that you were has to go. It's this whole taking over, and and you have to, when becoming a mother, and this is the benefit of the pregnancy, is like that you get forced into letting go and surrendering, because you physically cannot push past it. You have to let go, but in that way it prepares you well. But the idea of having to let go of Emma was I couldn't accept it. I didn't accept it, and I don't accept it, and I haven't. So I think
that's great. That's a really great message, is that if you're for mothers and even fathers as well, because men go through this as well, that kind of shift, is that you don't have to let go of the old you. There is no old you and new you. There's just additional elements and changes in lifestyle that get added to the you. And I think a really big message is motherhood is one of your roles. And it's not who you are any more than your job is who you are. It's a role and it's a thing you do. So I think at the core, it's about, and I think it's hard. Do you agree that it's hard to find that balance even in your head?
I think, well, it's just like really honestly, my biggest challenge was like society, and it was the way society viewed you. And it's like, I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay. I understand that incorporating it as a piece of me and integrating it into my life. But society is putting me in the mum box. And I was like, don't put me in the mum box. I am a mum, but that is not all I am.
That's not who I am.
And it is not who I am. First and foremost, I'm Emma. And then there are parts of my life, and so I actually was telling a friend, she asked me a couple of months in, how are you going and how's everything and how's this new role of motherhood, or how are you going with the new identity? And it was like, oh, actually, I see it as a piece of me. And I sort of explained it like a puzzle, that there's all these pieces that make up the beautiful picture, and without all those pieces, you don't get to see the full picture. And so we've just made the puzzle a bit bigger. The picture's bigger now. That includes this piece that is motherhood, and that is my son, and that is family. But all those other pieces are there. And even if you no longer do something, it's still an experience. It's still something that happened in your life. When I was in the UK and when I was 18 and everybody was doing that whole like 2 years backpacker thing, I remember somebody saying, it's not real life here. Like, this is like pretend life. And at like going out and doing all these activities, it's just like monopoly money, like we're just playing. And so when I go home, then I'll like start my real life. And I thought that was ridiculous. I was like, so
this right now is your real life.
You're in life right now, and it's like, it was kind of like they had like no consequences for what they were doing. They could just
Yeah.
be frivolous. And it's like, yeah, but anything you do here is still, you still have done it. You don't just
Yeah.
take these 2 years, put them in a box,
Yeah.
and hide it
Yeah.
away. It contributes to your life.
That's really interesting. Do you know that also refers back to that Emma Isaacs, her book, Winging It. One thing that jumped right out at me when it was like about finding work and life balance, and it said, "Isn't it all just life?" It was like something that set me free to stop trying to separate holidays and work and life and recreation, but just waking up every day and doing a little bit of everything. It's like mother and work and all that sort of stuff. It's to see it all on the level playing field and is just part of the life experience itself. Yeah.
Oh, and you're never going to be able to, like that word balance. I actually changed that word. I wanted balance, but I changed it to calm, because the balance means equal, or equal parts. And I remember I heard it in a podcast. It was called the Slow Home podcast, and she'd interviewed this woman. I can't remember who. Terrible, but she said when you went away, she went away and did a year away, and she said, "Did you find that work-life balance?" And she said, "I don't like that discussion." She said, "What I've worked on is having a balanced mindset." So that regardless of whether work is up or life is up or which part is taking over, I can have a balanced mindset or a
around
calm
it.
approach to that whatever's happening in life.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I love that. And I heard someone, I can't remember who it was either, but it was about, instead of looking for balance, find harmony. So does it feel harmonious? Does it make your life feel harmonious? I think is a better way of looking at it. But going back to that transition in going from working woman to working woman who was about to have a baby, you have mentioned to me that you went through a grief and loss process, which I just want you to share a little bit about, because I think some women feel really guilty about that grief and loss process. And I just want you to share yours to normalize it.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely a part of it. And I think if you don't go through it during pregnancy, I think that it hits you in the, I'm generally sweeping here, but I think it would hit women in that postnatal period. And that's a part of it, is that sudden realization of, oh, and a lot of that time is spent preparing. I spent a lot of my pregnancy, I was very, very aware of this life change, of what including a little human in my life would look like. Whereas a lot of pregnancies are focused on the pregnancy or the birth, and then like, oh no, you've actually got to raise a human after that. So I was super aware of that. And I have a history of mental health challenges. I had depression at 17. I've had bouts again, as well as anxiety. I actually do some speaking for the Black Dog Institute on it. I'm very open about it. So for me, and you said before, it was like, maybe I'm so hyper aware. I sort of went into a antenatal depression. Though speaking to a psychologist, they were like, I don't think you were there. You're just so aware of what that looks like that you'd already put yourself there. But the feelings of grief, the feelings of loss, that the not feeling motivated, what's the point? That sort of stuff. That all those feelings were there. But the message I kept getting was that going through this process during the pregnancy was good, because yes, it was like that shedding, that preparing, that surrendering. But yeah, I really felt, let's say my life was like, the life as I knew it was over. And I like my life. I love my life. I built the life that I choose to live. The program I run with my clients is Live and Love Your Brand. I do that. And, to sort of have to think that could, and not knowing, there's so much unknown. I think that was that's the fear of the unknown. How is this going to look? What's the baby going to, you have no idea how this baby's going to be. Are they going to fit in with my life? And we've talked about this as well. There is going to have to be a change. You can do some things, or a lot of things, but the reality is it won't look the same, and you won't feel the same, and you have no idea how you're going to feel. And people said to me when I did it around 20 weeks, I said I was struggling. I put out a big post, and I'm actually in the process of, and I will get to it, writing a book called I
Yeah.
call Bullshit on the Glow,
Yeah. Good.
because
Yep.
the glow and you're glowing, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not glowing. I feel like crap.
Yeah. I hate this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate this. Stop
Yeah.
putting your stuff onto me. Stop
Yeah.
telling me I should feel joyful, telling me I'm a goddess, telling me I'm beautiful. Like I had someone,
Yeah.
I said, oh, pregnancy isn't beautiful. And they said,
Yeah.
it is beautiful. I said,
Yeah.
you think it's beautiful.
Yes.
I don't feel that.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for being so honest and open, because I can't tell you how guilty women can feel about not loving different parts of motherhood or pregnancy and thinking, oh my God, am I supposed to love this? And I think you can, I said to you before, you can simultaneously love and hate being a mother at certain times,
And you
and
can
being
love
pregnant. Yeah.
different, like, for me, I saw it as a process and the outcome.
Yeah.
I see it like I go and do massive treks, and it's like I did not at times enjoy trekking through the jungle of Kokoda. It was
Yes.
brutal,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
so glad I did it, and
Yes.
overall there was the
Overall.
experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would I do it again? Don't know.
Maybe.
Do I want to go through that? But
Yeah.
I wanted a child.
Yes.
The process to,
Yeah.
in one way is
Yeah.
to grow them, and
Yeah.
so I just saw it as the process.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of like, as well, people's then saying, oh, there's this sort of belief that if you say you don't like pregnancy, you
Yeah.
don't like your child, and you're
Yeah.
a baby
You're a
hater.
bad
Like,
mother. No,
and
not
it's like,
true.
no,
Yeah.
I never had a problem with him.
Yes.
He and I were good. I
Mm.
knew we were good.
Yeah.
And I even had moments of saying that, I'm gonna love you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet you, that sort
Yeah.
of thing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
they were moments.
Yeah.
9 months of your life. Like, do
Yeah.
because we go, are you enjoying it? It's like, do you enjoy every single day, every single moment of your life? It's
Exactly.
not. So
No. Yeah.
I'm not, and the times that I sort of enjoyed during
Yeah.
pregnancy were when I forgot, when I
Aha. Yeah.
felt like myself, when
Well,
I
you felt
didn't
like self.
feel the growing, when I didn't feel the change, when I was in my element. And sometimes that was work, or sometimes that was being
Yeah.
around friends, but when I was doing things that felt like me,
Mm.
that's when I felt good.
Yeah.
And a lot of, towards the end, when you can't escape it, it's really hard. And there were, it's hard to find things to enjoy, like even
Yeah.
walking. I like walking,
Yeah.
became uncomfortable and
Yes. Everything's
unenjoyable.
uncomfortable.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a really, really challenging time, as well
Yeah.
as, like I said, this, impending doom,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yes.
like this massive thing. And there is no deadline like a baby coming, like
Yeah.
that cleaning the house thing, that
Yeah.
nesting, that
Yeah.
getting your ducks in a row. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, we refinanced the mortgage, we bought a new car, I got a new accountant. Like, I was like, this stuff needs to get sorted, because
Yeah.
when that baby comes, when hurricane baby comes,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. So,
I know. And
and
it is,
then
and you can't back out. And I think that's a very scary reality, isn't it? It's like, oh, I want to opt out, unsubscribe.
yeah, I think
Nope.
I've made a whoopsie. Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think the other thing I really hated people saying was, it's all going to be worth it. And
uh,
the moment you see that baby,
yeah,
you're going to love them. And I think
yeah.
that's so
That's a
unfair.
lot of pressure to put on a person.
It's so much pressure, and it's so unfair
Mm,
to do that to women, and to not
mm.
acknowledge the struggle, to not validate what they're going through.
Yes.
Um, yeah, great, cool. I'm going to meet him, and I get to see him,
Mm,
and I'll get cuddles. But
yeah,
right now, today, this
yeah.
moment, I'm struggling.
Let me feel how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good,
so
great message.
I think, and for some women, they don't bond straight away.
Yeah.
And actually, we don't have much time to go into it, but I will be talking about it more and more. My husband
Yeah.
experienced perinatal depression.
Yeah.
He really struggled to bond.
Yeah.
He thought that he would have that moment, and
Yeah.
I thought that I would struggle.
Yeah.
And I was fully prepared. I had all the support lined
Mm,
up,
mm,
because I really thought that I was going to continue struggling, but
mm.
I didn't. I have had the deepest love, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and it has shocked and surprised me how
Yeah.
much I have enjoyed being a mother,
Yes.
and all elements of being a mother. I love getting, and it's ridiculous, but I actually look forward to waking up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. because I get to see him again.
Oh, that's so cute. I don't know about you, but I never looked forward to the 2 a.m.
I mean, if he slept like today, he slept till 6, like it's great. But
Yeah,
if I do wake up, there's that initial, but I go to sleep thinking, oh, I go, oh, I've got to wake up in the middle of the night, and then I go, oh, but then I get to see him again.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And it really does sum up the fact that it's a different experience for every woman. And there's no right or wrong way to do your experience. There's no right or wrong feelings for you to have. And I think that's the thing. Like you pointed out, society has these expectations and puts these expectations on you, and it starts making you feel like a failure at certain points because you're not living up to those expectations. And it's just unfair because there is no right or wrong way to be your version of what mother looks like or feelings. And that's the biggest message that I hope that women, whether you've had kids or whether you're going to have kids in the future or whether you're in the middle of where you are right now, from what Emma's said, is there's no right or wrong way to do you and your experience, and all of your feelings are okay. Yeah. And so, Emma, you are back to work now. Now transitioning back to work can be just as difficult as transitioning out of work and your whole life as you know it changing, like you said. What's been the biggest challenge for you moving back into work again after adding that element to your roles?
Yeah, I mean, I had the parental leave, so I set the date of 4.5 months, with the view that I could change that. But I do like having a goal and having a deadline, and if not now, then when.
Yeah.
And so, but the month of May was quite, for about 2 or 3 weeks, I felt really anxious, and I had that whole imposter syndrome, can I do it? Other people are already doing it. Do I have that momentum? Are people going to come back to me? Who am I to be saying all of this stuff? All of that.
Yeah.
As well as just, the fear and the worry about, I'm very conscious of time, and I felt like I could see my time just running out, like time just being sucked into work, just being busy, 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 which I hate that we're busy. And I just felt like all my time with my son was going to evaporate. But I had to keep reminding myself that I was going back 2.5, 3 days. I mean, I get 4 days. I get the morning, I get the night.
Yep.
And, I chose early on that he would go to childcare. We don't have family here, so sometimes they could come visit, and I was kind of going to juggle at first, but the childcare worked for us. And even from the first week, it's such a clear transaction. It's such a clear arrangement. They're professionals. They love him.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Like the first day was hard, but
Yes.
we were ready, and thankfully I've jumped back in. That momentum was there. My community is there. Like I've just had some beautiful people, even meeting people like you, and just having that support of people cheering me on.
Yes.
And I even chose to put it out there. I wasn't sure if I would be like just sort of sneak back in, or if I'd be like, I'm back. And I chose to, because and I put up a photo and wrote about going back and the feelings about it. And then one of the lovely business chicks, she sent me, a lady I met through Business Chicks, sent me a photo, and she said, I couldn't help myself, a special moment. And a lot of people really resonated with that. I wanted, like you said, be honest about it. And it's like, this is the reality. I run a business. I'm a working woman. My child is going to childcare, where he will be loved and taken care of. And I want to provide an amazing life for him. And to do that, I need to work. And I want to work.
I think that is another great message to end on too, is there's no right or wrong way to do the whole mother working. If you choose to stay home and be a full-time mum, great. If you choose to work part-time, great. If you choose to go back and be a full-time career woman, great. It's okay to do you. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, and don't feel guilty about choosing the lifestyle that suits you, to find that harmony or calm in between, all of the different roles that you perform. It's about what feels good for you. That's the right thing to do. Yeah,
absolutely. Be true to you, and be who you are, and you don't have to lose that. It's adding another piece. adding another beautiful piece to the puzzle.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Emma, thank you so much for talking to us today. It's just been an absolute joy. And thank you for being so honest and sharing your experience through this transition. And I just wanted to let, if you're watching, well, you are watching because you're seeing me talk. I'm going to leave all the links to Emma's socials and her website if you'd like to know more about her personal branding business, and if you would like some help with your own, you'll be able to jump down into the description and get her details down there. But thank you so much. Thank you for joining us for another episode of No Ordinary Woman, and thank you, Emma, for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you, Fiona. I love your work.
Thank you. Bye for now.